And welcome, everyone. I want to thank you for attending tonight's presentation. You're in for a real, what I feel is just an amazing change, an update to our compensation plan. It is definitely what the field's been asking for. It's a combination of everything that we want it to be. That I can't say enough about it. What we're going to do tonight, folks, is we're going to bring on our CEO of the company, Dan Ahmad, to talk about what he's been working with the field very closely on, and that's the new updated compensation model. Dan, welcome to the program tonight.
Randy, thank you very much, and thank you, QS2 Nation, for joining us. It is a pleasure to be here. We're going to go over just some tremendous information news on what we have created as we know to be the #1 compensation model in the entire industry for everyone in the company. And it's tough to do something like that, but our goal is always to focus on how do we make our company the best for you, because the better we make it for you, the better you perform and the better it is for QS2. So we are always at your beck and call, and as you see what we've created tonight, we listen. We want to make sure you know we're here for you. This is what we call the QS2 updated compensation model, and someone will say, oh gosh, you're changing your compensation model. Well, we're modifying a little bit, but we're in pre-launch. This is when we do little minor tweaks. This is literally a minor tweak, that just a little baby tweak to the compensation model makes it so much better, and we have not deviated 1% from our goal of providing the best compensation model to leaders. When you see what we have, all the leaders right now are going to feel like, oh my gosh, I have golden handcuffs. Well, guess what? I love to have golden handcuffs on me, because that means no matter what, I'm at the right place and I don't want to leave. Think about leaders that have left or will leave in the future. They're going to lose a lot of money, and you can tell a lot of them are going to be crying after this. Here's our disclosure. And the disclosure basically going to say, when you join QS2, it's going to cost you a little bit of money. There's no guarantee you're going to succeed, and there's no guarantee you're going to sell anything or that commissions will flow to you, but we will give you all we possibly can as far as the best products, the best compensation model, the best training, everything you need to be the best you can be. We've always stated, and will continue to always state, QS2 has the industry's best compensation model for leaders. We're never going to deviate off of that, because whether you are an industry tried and proven leader in financial services, whether you're a great network marketer, whether you're a great producer, in all cases, we want you to consider yourself a leader. We want you to build yourself toward a leader, and that provides us the opportunity to create what we think is the best platform for you to build long-term wealth. We've been asked how we can compete with firms out there who pay up to 126.5% contract when we pay at a maximum of 100, and 100% is typical. Well, we can't possibly compete, can we? Everyone knows having 26.5% contract is the most important thing to guarantee you'll make the most money, right? We don't think that's true. Everyone also knows focusing on base to first generation is the most important thing to guarantee you're going to make the most money, right? We definitely don't think that's true. Having the highest commission rate and focusing on base to first generation does not provide you the opportunity to make the most money. The QS2 Compensation Plan does, and we're going to go through that today to make sure you feel comfortable with exactly how it works. When is 100% 800% higher than 126.5%? Is with the QS2 compensation model. Here's our current model, and you've seen it. Every one of you have seen this hopefully multiple times. But let's assume we have a $10,000 target premium, and then it assumes 100% of target goes to the associate's compensation pool. And we break it down 65% to the base compensation, 10 promotion levels, 35% to generation overrides, 10 levels down, and we have a 2.5% bonus pool net profit to the executives. That's how our compensation model works. You've all seen this slide also, the $6,500 base compensation. 50% of the $65,000 goes to the associates, which means an associate makes $3,250 of that $10,000 target premium, all the way up to vice chairman, 100% of the $6,500 or $6,500 up to $10,000. That's how our program works right now. And we also have seen the current generation override compensation before. You've seen that of the $3,500, we have it breaking down from 25% for first generation of the $3,500 all the way to 3% of the 35%. So when you look at the 3% generation 7, 8, 9, and 10 of the 35%, that means about 1% of the total gross compensation is going to be paid out over to you as far as the generation override, because 3% of 35% is about 1.05%. And we do the numerical calculation so people can see exactly what that means. Well, the quantum way, QS2 leaders have asked for our help. QS2 leaders came to us and they asked for help. They wanted to provide the associates, the new people they're recruiting, people that were going to write the business, with the maximum compensation available while maximizing generation overrides for builders. So basically they're saying they wanted their cake and they wanted to eat it too, of course. Well, many leaders made the point that the best thing possible is to get the biggest check possible into the hands of associates. And they also asked, hey, is there any way we can make this the simplest compensation model in the industry? Because so many people have complicated models, including our own. Why can't we simplify things? So we're always determined to provide the best possible tools to our leaders, and we'll do this continually. We might modify things here and there, but it's going to be based on what you ask for. So we want always to be able to state we have the best compensation plan for builders. We will never deviate off of that. We also want to say we have the best compensation plan for associates. People say that really our compensation plan can't be everything, but we beg to differ because we've created the best compensation model and plan for both. This will allow you to recruit more associates, retain more associates, and make more money. And we also want to make sure we have a plan everyone can understand from the first day they come into QS2. Well, here's our compensation plan modifications. Number one, we're going to calculate commissions based on 100% of the associate's compensation pool. We're not going to have the 65-35% split. There's no difference to the amount of money we're putting into the pool in this area. It just makes it easier for everyone to understand. We're going to increase base compensation to associates, marketing directors, senior marketing directors, and national marketing directors. We're now going to have 7 promotion levels instead of 10 to simplify things. QS2 is adding 5% to generation override. So, Kelly, you can thank Kelly Schnorenberg for this. He wanted to make sure no matter what, we continue to focus on providing the best compensation model for leaders, for builders. So Kelly asked the team, was it possible, was it feasible, did it make financial sense, economic sense, that we could take 5% of our override, 5% of our 25%, and add that to generation overrides? We now will have a 20% override, and we'll be paying 5% more over to the builders. We now have the best compensation model for leaders and associates. Here's your new base compensation model. $10,000 of target premium assumes now 100% is going to go to the associate compensation pool. QS2 promotion levels are going to be shrunk from 10 to 7. Compensation is going to be based on 100% of the target premium. So if $10,000 comes in, that's what your comp's going to be based on. Here's the payout. For the promotion level, for associates, they're going to be paid out a 50% compensation model all the way up to the 65% that vice chairmen get. So there's no additional calculation they do. Whatever the target premium and commission is to the associate compensation pool, associates get 50% times the $10,000. It now means an associate is going to get $5,000 for every $10,000 of target premium in this example they sell versus $3,250, all the way up to the $6,500 that vice chairmen get. So what does that mean as we compare? Here's our current model. Here's our new model. Associates, instead of $3,250, get $5,000. Marketing directors, instead of $4,063, get $5,250. Senior marketing directors, instead of $4,875, get $5,500. National marketing directors, instead of $5,688, get $5,750. And then RVPs are all going to be promoted to senior vice president. So any of you RVPs out there, you're going to get a promotion across the board to the senior vice president. Senior vice presidents then get about the same, 6,013, 6,000. All field chairmen are going to be promoted to executive field chairman. So you're going to now go 6,388, 6,250. All SEFCs are going to be promoted to vice chairman. And that means now the vice chairman 6,500. The SEFC is also going to be moved to 6,500. So this is our way to make our compensation model a little simpler, less levels, and make it where each level is about a $250 increase from the previous level as far as $10,000 of compensation. So think about it. On a $10,000 target premium life insurance sale with an assumed $10,000 going to the associate compensation pool, an associate increases his or her earnings from $3,250 to $5,000. Think about how many more people we can recruit and retain this way. Most competitors are only going to pay between $3,000 and $4,000. So we can now say we have the best compensation for all the recruits we're going to bring in. And you got to look at that 90%, ultimately 90% of the 1 million people we would love to recruit over the next 5 to 10 years are going to be new people to the industry. We're going to be able to tell them no other company No other company, not one, offers them this level of compensation to join your team to help themselves and their family. The new generation override compensation is going to work like this. We have 10 generations. It's going to be based on 100% of the compensation. Not going to be based on 35%. It's 100% of the compensation. Here's the levels. Level 1, 8%. Level 2, 6%. Level 3, 4%. Level 4, 4%. What's key? Level 5 through 10, 3%. Not 3% of 35%. 3% of 100%, which means the generation override times the $10,000 comp pool means we start at 800, 600, 400, 400, 300, all the way down to level 10. This has provided the leaders an opportunity to make anywhere from 3 to 4 times more money with us than even our current model. So here's how it looks now. This is current versus new. So level 1, currently we pay out 35%. See the red down at the bottom, 35% of the 100%. Now we're going to modify first generation from 875 to 800, second generation to 600, third generation to 400, fourth generation to 400, fifth generation to 300, sixth generation to 300. Now look at 7, 8, 9, and 10. That's where you're going to have most of your people as you grow your business. I was talking to people and with Quinn and I believe Fuji, and we were saying they already had people 15 levels deep. Well, this is going to help every one of our leaders make a lot more money and plan for a lot better future for you and your family. And we've increased it to 40% because we've added 5% of our own company's money over to generation overrides. Again, no one has this model anywhere in the industry. So think about it. Most of our competitors only pay 6 generations deep. We pay 10 deep. We also pay 3% for levels 5 through 10 of the 100% compensation model. It's impossible to find currently a better model for leaders and builders who are trying to do the best they can for themselves and their families. This is what we call a game changer. So if you're a builder, 35% is good. In fact, it's the best in the industry, but 40% is better. So current 35% on 10 levels. Our new plan is 40% on 10 levels. The additional 5% came directly from the company. We gave it up. Kelly Schnorrenberg asked if we could do this. We looked at it. We did some calculations, some analysis, and we said, yes, this will make us so much more competitive. We can give up the 5% and long-term not lose anything. Here's a good example. This shows average sale of $3,000, shows a base shop team of 2, first generation of 4, just double it, which you'd have a lot more down below. So I think this is a very conservative estimate. If someone built a team of 4,100, you'd have a lot more people down below. But that's okay. We'll use this as our example. Assume 11% of the people are successful, selling 3 policies per month. 89% are not. Well, here's our first example. Here's our competitor at 100%. If you were at our competitor and you sold those policies, you'd make $11,934 a month. If you're at a competitor that pays up to 126.5%, you'd have more income. You'd be up to $14,509 a month. Our current compensation model through level 10, you'd make $55,266 a month. And with the new model, to generation 10 with 3% from levels 5 through 10, you'd be at $128,000 a month. So our new model increases commissions by about 250% over what our current model is. And if you look at the difference between the $14,000 and the $128,000, that's about an 800% difference. So from our competitors that are out there paying 126%, we pay 800% more to our builders simply because of going 10 levels deep and packing on the high percentages from levels 5 through 10. So this game changer is going to provide you the opportunity to recruit more leaders, to recruit more associates, to retain more leaders and associates, to pay associates significantly more compensation when they make sales, to pay builders significantly more compensation to build their teams, and to recruit more network marketing experts. Think about what this has just done. It allowed you to have the maximum chance, the maximum probability for your success. So I'm going to say it again. We have the industry's best compensation model for leaders and associates. But what I'd like to do is ask you to don't take my word for it. I helped create this. I did the PowerPoint, but Kelly Schnorrenberg, the entire management team from Randy, Jim Janacchio, Jim Files, Mike, Doug, we had Scott on it, all of us, John Phillips, came up with what we should do. What I'd like to do now is let's talk to some of the field leaders who've had a chance to preview this plan before we rolled it out. Randy, who do we have on the line available?
Well, Dan, I think we should bring on first our senior executive vice chairman of the company, Tony Reyes. He's on the line with us. Why don't we get Tony's opinion and thoughts?
Hey, Tony, how you doing tonight, bud?
I'm doing awesome, Dan.
Doing awesome. All right. Well, where are you at today?
Well, I'm in San Diego. Tomorrow I'll be in Oxnard, Camarillo, and then Wednesday in Glendale, Thursday in San Diego, and then on to San Francisco for the Super Saturday.
So basically, you're saying you don't have that busy a week planned.
Hey,
Good job, man. I know you're working your butt off. I can't believe how hard you are at it out there. I'm so proud of everything you do, and people love you. And I think it's definitely important to have you to be the first one that comments. What do you think about what we went over and what we've created here?
Man, you know, we already had the best compensation even before this change in terms of building a hierarchy, having a business that someday you'll be able to retire. But with the current change, having a 250% increase on the generational override up to 10 levels, it's definitely a game changer. I mean, there's a lot of competitors out there, and basically what they want you to do is sell their products. And you gotta be old and gray, and you still gotta write business. You're not gonna be able to retire. With our compensation, I really think within 3 to 5 years, put all your heart into this. Work really hard, you know, and build your leadership nationwide. You have a chance to retire someday, you know, in a short period of time, and at the same time leave a legacy for your family with the business that you're gonna build in QS2. So I couldn't be more excited.
Okay, do you mind, buddy, doing me a comment on then for the builders, 100%, 1,000% agree. What do you think, though, about on the associate side, what we've done as far as maximize the amount of money those new associates are going to get when they bring those sales into QS2?
It's you know, a lot of people come in as a trainee and no license, and just like what you commented earlier, a lot of companies start out at 30, 40%. We're starting out at 50%, and at the same time, even without the license, we have the great reimbursement program that's already in place. So you know, 50% with no experience in the industry, just get your license, follow the system. We have products that we're able to simplify so that anybody without any background in financial services can make a lot of money. Now, this is just the beginning of QS2. As you know, as we build our volume, the compensation that we're going to get from the product providers will be a lot higher. So imagine a brand new guy could average, I really think, instead of $5,000, $8,000 per transaction. When we get to 140, 150, 160% commission from the provider, and I know it's going to happen. It's not going to take long because the volume is going to kick up, and it's going to kick up fast.
Awesome. Thank you, Tony, for your comments. This is probably the most excited I've heard you on one of these calls, and I'm so happy about it because I know you are out there just working hard to help every single person, and they all appreciate it. They look at you as, the leader with the biggest heart out there. So we all appreciate it. Thank you very much for your comments. Randy, who else we got on?
We're going to bounce over to the East Coast now, down to Atlanta with one of our great leaders, Mr. Ed Smith.
Hey, Ed, how you doing today?
Man, I'm excited. We had a great meeting here in Atlanta with the great Kelly Sternberg, and I've seen him a lot of time. He was the best I ever seen him today. We had about 75 pumped up, excited people at our meeting, and now to participate in this historic meeting that we're having tonight. Thank you so much, and thank all of the leadership team.
No, you're welcome, man. You're welcome. Go ahead.
One of the things, 2 points that I just want to make, because I can go back 33, 34 years, and one of the key things that I understood and Art Williams understood, even though he had an agency in the beginning, just like QS2, but he says we're going to own what it is that we're doing so that we can make changes on a dime, we can adapt, we can call a shot, we can pull our team together. Prudential can't do this here because they got to go through all these committee meetings and all this here and change their whole model. I am so proud, that you guys, because history is very important in the building of a company, and you've studied, you've looked at this industry, and you say, hey, we can make this change. And the second thing, You know, what you've done, even though you had a 25% override, you just now dropped your override to 20%. But I learned from a very wise man named Bo Adams one time. He taught me, I want to show you where 20 is bigger than 25, because what you just put on the table in the generational override and what we've done up front with the base shop food is going to make this company, I think, 10 times more money than you probably ever imagined. So that drop from 25 to 20 is not going to do nothing but just escalate this company, because you just gave me a 300% pay increase. I came here to be a builder, and one of the things I did on Saturday, anticipating this change, Dan, is I spent 8.5 to 10 hours on Saturday. I went out and looked at all our competition. I went out and looked at the Hedgeman Group. I went out and looked at the FRAs. I went out and looked at the FPGs. I listened to all of their videos on YouTube. You know, to Hubert for a couple hours. And everybody talks and got about the same story, but we truly have a game changer. And in none of these companies did I see a compensation plan on the table like we've got on the back end for a builder. But what we've just done on the front end is that we have shut the mouth up. You know, you can't talk about, you can't make no money over there, the whole shebang. We have, you know, we've leveled the playing field there, but we've taken that back end, and thank God that Kelly is thinking the way he's thinking. At that back end, you just made me, if I was going to make $2 million a year, you just made me $5 to $6 million a year. I'm proud of it. And I've studied compensation plans. I think we got a winner that's going to impact this company and our people in a way that they don't even recognize at this point in time.
Awesome. Thank you, Ed. And we did this for the leaders just like you, and we know that it does two things. One, it helps you recruit and retain a lot more of your associates, which is the number one thing you can do to make sure you maintain your maximum level of wealth in the future. And we did it for the associates because we want to make sure everyone is there making as much money as they can. So thank you for your comments. Hey, Randy, who do we got?
We're going to bounce back over to the great state of California. We're going to Greg Wyatt.
Hey, Greg, how you doing today?
Hey, I'm doing well.
Hey, Randy, we got some echo. What's causing that? Do you know, bud?
Yeah, Greg's got his computer microphone going along with his cell phone.
All right, you either got to get away from your computer, Greg, or you got to turn off your microphone.
You there, Greg?
We lose him?
Yeah, we lost him. Sorry, he'll hopefully bounce back on here in just a second.
Okay, what do we got?
The other one is under I'm not sure exactly who we have here, but I just opened up the phone line. Not sure exactly. It doesn't show me the name next to the number.
All right, who else is on? One of the leaders. Speak up.
I don't see who it is, Dan, so we'll bounce back over to you. And
all right. I can't believe a leader is shy. And if the leader comes on, just definitely let him know. Give us.
Hey, Dan.
Hello.
Hey, Dan.
Yes.
Hey, Dan. This is Jim Files.
Hey, Jim.
I want to say something. I want to, all of you in the field. I mean, after you looked at what Dan put together, you all have to recognize this is by far the best compensation plan in the industry. And if you look at any other industry, it's by far the best by orders of magnitude of any comp plan. And Dan keeps on saying we, plural. And you guys don't know the genius behind what Dan has done here. Dan has constructed this from an intellectual perspective. He's put this together based on the leaders in the field, making comments and requests. So Dan has been so nice and so complimentary to everybody. But I tell you right now, it is Dan's mindset and intelligence that has put this together. And I want to applaud Dan for doing this, because I tell you right now, guys, this is, like Ed said, a major, major game changer. It's not because of Jim and Randy and Jim Giannacchio and Kelly. We all had, we always said, yes, Dan, we like this, and we gave a little bit of input, but it was Dan's intelligence that went behind this. So I want to compliment Dan, because he hears what you guys are saying in the field. He feels what you guys are saying in the field. He's been in the business for such a long time. He knows how to make this successful for you guys. So I wish I could sit there right now in an audience and applaud Dan, because he's done a phenomenal job at putting this together. So, Dan, I want to thank you, because I tell you right now, This is a major, major game changer for our company, and it's because of your creativity and your intelligence and your entrepreneurship that has made this possible. So thank you very much, Dan.
Well, thank you, Jim, for that. I always look at every single thing every one of us does as a team effort. I will continue to do that, and I see what we've put together here, again, is what we've put together. I appreciate 100% what you're saying, but what we do here is always going to be the team. We're going to collaborate. We all are going to share in the unbelievable rewards we're going to have. And I think one thing I thought about when you're talking there, right, Jim, was we're going to always give everyone on this phone everything that they want and need as far as building their business. The issue will be, can you be patient enough to allow us to provide you everything you want? And there's been leaders that have left recently, and they are not going to participate now because they were, I'm not going to say the words, but they made the bad decisions, the worst decisions for their business they could have made, and now they are not going to participate in this. And I feel sorry for them, but I feel so happy for every one of you that trusts us, that has faith in us, that's committed to us, that's dedicated to us, because look what you now have simply because you trusted the entire QS2 team. We're here for one purpose, and that's to make sure you are as successful as you possibly can, because we know if we do that, we're going to be as successful as we possibly can. It can't work. Our success cannot be there unless you're successful. So when people have the attitude that QS2 makes decisions is not the best for the associated leaders, they are the ones that need to go, and they need to go now. Those associates that can be patient and have the dedication, the people that are here with us right now, I love you all. I am so happy that you have faith in the entire management team to put together what you need to be successful. I can't even tell you how proud I am of all of you. And I just love being able to be part of bringing out these new programs to you, modifying these things, with Kelly saying, hey, let's put 5% more in generational overrides. Let's make it work. With Nancy Versosa and her team, Emily saying, hey, we need to be able to bring some more money to the front end for associates, so when they sell, they're making more money. I'm just proud to be able to be here to listen, and I always will listen, and we will continue to modify and make the changes like Ed Smith was talking about to guarantee we are the leader in the industry. I'm just happy to be here. Randy, anybody else that we need to bring on? Yes, bud.
You betcha. We've got 3 people. We've got Greg back on the line with us, so I'm going to bring Greg on. Then we got a couple of great lady leaders here at QS2. So I want to make sure we get them on as well. So I'm going to bring Greg back on.
Well, you know what I got to say? It's about time the women came on. They must have been getting dressed or something. So I'm glad they're on. I hopefully it's the ones I wanted on here. But I'm going to bring Greg on first. Greg, how you doing?
You know what, Dan? Sorry, Greg just dropped off again. So I'm bringing Nancy Versosa on.
Nancy, were you getting dressed or something?
I'm here.
What took you so long? Were you getting dressed?
No, I didn't get the message.
Well, I'm so happy you're on. You and I have been talking a lot over the last couple of weeks, and I really, really enjoyed the relationship we have, and we have even a better and better and close relationship. And I hope you know that you can always count on me, trust me, to provide you what you need, and no matter what, I'll be here for you.
Yes. Thank you very much for this change, and thank you for hearing us out from the field. We asked for to have this out in the field. We also understand that we signed up with a startup company, and things will not always be perfect, but it will always get better. And that is why a startup is not for everybody. When we first started with QS2 back in November, we don't have any system at all. Our website was very vague. We didn't have any carriers, and 6 months later, we have more carriers than we could understand what they offer. And so we're happy that things are falling into place, and we're definitely going to take everything not lightly, but we appreciate very much what you're doing for the QS2 Nation, and thank you to Kelly for the additional extra percentage from the corporate side. That's very generous. We appreciate everything.
No, you're welcome, Nancy. Well, wanted to give everyone the view of the first group that got to hear the potential. In fact, you helped shape what we came up with when we were there in Milpitas with you, the team, some of the great leaders there. And, I mean, you just have a great, great group of people there. I love them all. I mean, they're so nice. They're hardworking, and they're the kind of people I want to work with. Well, let everyone know, you know, how it went and really how long it took to really come up with this idea.
We're very excited that we were able to share with you how we feel and what we need, and you are considering our ideas and our opinions of what's going on in the field and giving us the support that we need to be able to build our business.
Well, thank you very much for the comments. We look forward to your Super Saturday coming up here down in Milpitas, where you're going to have a big group and really show off what you and your team are about. I think that's a great opportunity. So thank you very much for your time, Nance.
We've got, Dan, we've got Emily Dumdamai on with us. Emily, I think, was part of that first group. Emily, Dan, take it away.
Hey, Emily, how are you today?
Hey, I'm great, Dan. Sorry we're late. We're actually listening on the webinar, and then I got this email to check it out. So anyway, we're here in our office. I actually have a guest here, Letitia. She's under Rocky what? Noreen, and she was here. She called us, and hey, you know what? I know that you guys are very helpful. I want to learn from you guys, and so Rocky's been training her so far. So I just want to thank you guys for listening to our concerns regarding the compensation. Also, to me, it's great already, but you guys giving up the 5% from your commission from the executive, I just want to thank you guys from the bottom of our heart. Me as a personal producer, you know, I'm going to start recruiting. In fact, I was at the base, Travis Air Force Base, at the base, and I was talking to the cashier. So hopefully I get three of them on Thursday in my office. They're looking for opportunities. So anyway, we're really, really glad to stay here with QS2.
That's awesome. Well, and how do you feel, and what do you think your team feels as far as being able to bring those new associates on and knowing that if they sell $10,000 of target premium and it's 100% type of contract to the compensation pool, that they're going to get $5,000 of those funds coming in? What do you and your team think about that?
Well, I think, Dan, you know, they're going to be excited, and it will be easy for us to tell them to do their training sales, and that would motivate them to get their license real quick. Because if they finish their training sales while not licensed, and then when we get paid as leaders out in the field, when they get their license, you know, that's going to be a big fat check for them.
No, that's awesome. Well, I think that's one of the things that when you were down in Nancy's office down in Milpitas and everyone was talking about, I think one of the goals was to get the biggest, fattest check into the hands of the associates, because that would then motivate them. It would keep them here. It would let them know that they have that opportunity moving forward to make more money than they ever made. So I took that to heart. That one statement really got to me. And I said, okay, that's what we have to do. We got to find a way to do that. So thank you very much for everything you're doing out there, Emily. And we look forward to seeing you soon. Randy, do you have anybody else available?
Yeah, we got a couple more, Dan. We've got, we'll bring on Zooey Wynn. I think Zooey's here with us right now.
All right. Hey, Zooey, how you doing?
Hello, can you hear me?
We can, buddy. How you doing today?
I'm doing great. Hey, Dan, you know, I just love the change, and I strongly believe that, you know, with the new compensation, and especially with the LBS system that you designed. I mean, you know, people out there, they compare numbers all the time about compensation, this and that. But when you look at the bottom line, how much approved, you know, someone who built the business with QS2 can make. And when we look at the, you know, when we build the team, just with the LBS system where we can earn up to $25,000 a month, that's tremendous already. And with that long-term wise, you complement that with the 10 generational deep, and then now, you know, the percentage is higher. I'm telling you, I mean, for those who have the patience with our company here and have the passion of really developing a team, you will be making tons of money at the end. And everyone just focus on building the organization, and if you really focus on just the result, everything will be fine. We just have to go through this process right here, to support the company. And a lot of people who look and compare with the other company, they don't even know, hey, when we get the production in already, the soon company out there will pay us more, and then we'll structure that in at a later time. So I'm very excited about the opportunity.
No, I think you made some good points there, Zui. I'm very glad you listened, because you're definitely a cerebral type of guy. You always think about things, and I love it, because then you think about it, then you give your feedback, and you're doing such a unbelievable job as far as recruiting, building your team, and really motivating them. I'm so happy that you like the compensation model, and it's like you and I have always talked. We will make some modifications here and there, but we have to make sure we stay competitive. Leadership bonus system, you're right, that's just an extra compensation on top of everything that could increase people's compensation by 2, 3, 4, 5% on top of everything they're getting. So we're trying to do everything we possibly can to make sure that those people that want to be in the business of building a large, giant distribution team are going to make the most money they possibly can for their families, and we'll continue to do that. And I think we're close. Could be a couple more tweaks here and there, but I'm just so happy you're part of the team and doing what you're doing, Zui, because I know you're committed to it. So thank you very much, bud. Who do we got, Randy?
Well, Dan, we've got Rocky Narain. Can't leave this call without getting Rocky on the call with us.
Rocky, what's up, brother?
Good evening. Wow, I tell you, tonight is definitely a milestone. I tell you, these are things you wait around on when we talk about our company as a startup company. And you say Kelly made that decision to give up 5% like that. I tell you, if we don't have enough ammunition now to recruit people, I mean, not like we didn't have it. I never really sell compensation when I recruit people. I try to sell the system that we have, the leadership that we have, all the products and services that people need. And to me, when you come out and make an adjustment like this, for the people that are out there focused and trying to make a living at this business, I think it's unbelievable, because there's so many people out there that want to go out there and write a ton of business, and we can bring that much more money to the table for them. Hey, great job, guys, all of you, Jim, Dandy, Rand, Kelly. To me, that is just unbelievable what you guys
Rocky,
do.
Rocky,
anyway, you know what I would like you to do, Dan? Go ahead.
Now, I think you just called Randy Dandy.
Randy Dandy. so this could mean a couple of $1 million with this little adjustment you made here. I mean, you're building a hierarchy here. You're talking about a couple of $1 million here at the end of the year with that adjustment.
Yep, no, we have. In fact, I called a bunch of leaders and I asked them, hey, are you happy that we just gave you a 200%, 300% increase today? And they're like, what? I told them, and you're exactly right. That's really what happened for the leaders. And the good thing is, for everyone listening, every person that comes on, even if they're a brand new associate with no license right now, we all aspire to be the best we can be. We all aspire to be a leader. We all want to basically be number one in the company, no matter what we all do. Whether we admit that to ourselves, whether we admit that publicly, whether we write it down, whether we say it in our minds, we all want to be the best. Well, think about what we've laid on the table for everyone. Everyone can take advantage of this. Literally, everyone can take advantage of what we've done.
I could tell you this. All our VCs, it's very clear in their head that they need to go out and get 5,000 licensed people underneath them so they can have their 89% failure rate and have 11% success with 550 licensed full-time people in their hierarchy. With this compensation and with that as your goal, that's definitely doable and it's going to get done, I think, in less than 5 years. You're talking about a couple of $1 million on the table. I mean, it's just incredible if you really look at it. I'm going to have fun with this in the BOP, because I hope you send out the BOP with the new slides there, because I want to start promoting that like tomorrow. Tomorrow we're going to be in Dallas tomorrow, and then New York Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. We have a Super Saturday in New York this weekend. And then on Friday we're putting our mastermind team together. So we're putting a complete people that everybody going in the same direction type of thing. So we're setting up our mastermind team there Friday from 1 to 4 at the Hilton Hotel.
Awesome. Well, I'm going to work on the BOP. It's going to take me a little bit more time, because I'm actually going to work on simplifying the BOP so we can actually do it in a little shorter time period, which is also been requested from the field, which, again, we listen to everybody. We hear everything. We always will give you what you want. You just got to be patient a little bit while we're working. And I can imagine 12 months from now where we're going to be, and I'm just happy. So thank you very much, Rocky. Who do we got, Randy?
We got the Mighty Quinn batting up next, Dan. The Mighty Quinn's joined the call with us here.
And Mighty Quinn, man, I already told you on the radio show today how proud I am of you, and you are taking the leadership role to the umpteenth next level. I'm like, I was in awe of your meeting on Friday night. What do you think about what we're trying to do here, Quinn?
Well, I'll tell you, without change, we're already doing excellent, but with the change, it's going to be a lot better. Usually, they say when people are about to quit, usually miracle things going to happen. So I'll tell you, there's an additional bonus you throw in the company right now is a big miracle that's happening right now. But for me, myself, with or without the change, we are already moving forward because no one else can provide the same support and the same product that we have at QS2. I've been in the industry for so long, I tell you, compensation is one thing, but compensation without support and the right product for people to take advantage of, it doesn't mean anything. I can make 115%. But 150% of what? Without support, without the company for you to bridge from one side of the country to the other side of the country, I'm telling you, what we have right now is no one else can match. So all of you new people that never been in the industry, well, listen carefully. Nobody can beat what we have right now with QS2. So I'm very excited, and with this, I believe that more and more people stay focused without listening to the other side of other companies.
That's awesome. Well, Quinn, I'm going to ask you a couple things. One's going to be for you, and then the second going to be for associates. So you as a builder, and you don't have to answer for you, you can answer for all the builders out there. Think what it means for your families, and more importantly, I want to know about you, because right now you have some specific goals right now. You have some specific philanthropic goals that we just gave you the opportunity to make 3 times as much money to help you achieve your philanthropic goals. So what do you think, and what are you going to do with the extra money? You're going to make 3 times more money. How are you going to use that money?
Well, absolutely. My ultimate goal is to build an orphanage in Vietnam. So with the money going to triple it, then I can speed up my time, 66% faster, so I don't have to wait so long to do it. But the money for my family is not so much. $10 million is good enough for my kids and for my wife. The rest, I'm going to go to Vietnam and build orphanages. And the way I build orphanages is not just spend the money, but I'm going to spend the money and recreate jobs and work for the youngsters so they can become somebody when they grow up. And with the profit that we get, we're going to regenerate more and more orphanages.
That's awesome. Well, listening to the Dr. Mai story, I talked to Michael. He told me everything that he went through, what he did. I'm going to help you and support you in that effort, all right, myself.
Oh, thank you very much, Dan.
No, you're welcome, bud. Thank you very much, Quinn, for everyone that doesn't get to see you in action. They don't know you are the king of leaders. I appreciate you. You're doing it, and I love everything you're doing. Randy, anybody else we got to bring on?
Yeah, last but not least, we have Greg White back with us, Dan.
Greg, are you finally there?
Well, I'm fine.
Are you there?
Yeah, I'm here. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. What do you think, buddy?
Man, I think this is probably the most awesome thing I've seen. I think Nancy or one of them said earlier that anytime you have a startup, there are going to be some challenges that you got to go through. And in those challenges, in every battle you fight, you're going to lose some soldiers. But the main thing is we got to maintain what our common goal is. Our common goal is to make this a $3 to $5 billion market cap company in the next 3 to 5 years, and then $10 billion in 5 years or more. So if we just keep adding on income to the downline, to the generational income, we get to where we're going to go. We're talking about changing family lineage. We're not just talking about making some money. We're talking about changing your children, your children's children, and getting it to a point where everything that we do will be able to affect everybody's lives, churches, hospitals, schools. Instead of just operating on the wish creed, we'll be able to do it because we're doing it.
Well, Greg, with your background, you and Giselle, you know how much I love you both. You two are my favorite people in the entire company. You're nice, you're hardworking, dedicated, you're both bright. You want to help everybody you possibly can. What do you think now it will mean to the average associate that joins our company if we can show them how to get in front of families and help those families with $10,000 of target premium a month, which is nothing. I think we can show them that. What will it mean to that new associate is going to be able to bring in $5,000 to their family every month if they just do that?
Man, what it's going to do, it'll accelerate whatever goals that they have. You know, in the presentation, we talk about you got to have $2 million saved and to have $5,000 a month coming in for the rest of your life. It's going to accelerate that time frame like you can't believe. All we got to do is help them accomplish what they get, and we'll get what we get.
That's awesome. Well, your philosophy has always been yours and Giselle's, which I always treat you as the team that you are, one of our QS2 power couples. You will always had your goal to help people, and then you are very, very comfortable making money if you help people. I know you're not comfortable making money if you don't help people, so I just love your attitude, love everything you guys are doing out there, and the way you're building, really being hands-on. I congratulate you both, and thank you for everything that you do for us. All right, bud?
Well, thank you, Dan. Thanks for being there every time we call on you and talking it, no matter what time of the evening. We just really appreciate the things that you and Rand and Dandy, I guess now.
Woo! Hey, you're welcome, Greg. Tell Giselle I said hi. I'll give her a hug next time I see her. Hey, Dandy, do we got anybody else on the phone?
I think that's it, Dan. We've gone down through the list.
Well, Randy, Dandy, why don't you make a comment on what you think, because you've been here in this tale that we've been weaving longer than anybody. Okay, from the beginning of the the practice company. What do you think about what's happened?
Well, Dan, it's really exactly what I've been thinking in my mind and what I wanted to happen, and it's just as you've been working with the field very closely and pulling them in, pulling these great leaders in and saying, guys, what is it that you want the most? You walk them down very systematically the questions of what they want. And when they said that they wanted their associates to make sure that they get good, strong, big checks and have right from the get-go, if you can start earning great checks, that is so motivating, and that's just going to help the leaders. And then on top of that, you throw the additional 5% from the company. I mean, really, it's quite amazing when you really think about it and how it's helped both worlds. And I just love it, and I'm glad we're putting it forward.
So how proud do you feel you're part of this stuff?
I tell you, every day I can't get more and more proud. I don't think I can get more proud, and every single day something happens, new people I meet, great leaders stepping up to the plate, the production is just on the rise like crazy. Working through the challenges we have step by step, and making the mountains into molehills, which we're just so excited. I'm so excited to be a part of this and to be working with such a great executive team that I just can't be prouder. Every day I kind of pinch myself and say I'm so glad I'm a part of this.
Awesome. Well, thank you. But hey, do we got any more executives on the call? Do we got Scott, Mike Gunzik, Jim Janaki, anybody else still on the call? You can bring on.
Scott is. Can you hear me?
Hey, Scott, how you doing, bud? Hey, I know you saw some of this. What do you think, bud?
I wanted to say one quick thing after listening to all the leaders today and tonight on this call. It's going to take, I think, a day for them maybe to go back and put their pencils to paper to see how this really plays out, and they are going to be totally dumbfounded. I kid you not, when they see the levels down deep in the overrides, 10 levels and the last 5 at 3%. I mean, that is huge. When people have been in the industry for a long time, know those overrides, how skinny and thin they can get the deeper it goes, and compared to what we have here, I mean, it really is it's incredible what you've built here, and there's going to be some very, very happy people here in a short while. Dan, thanks.
Hey, Scott, you know what? Doesn't one of our competitors on their 6th level, don't they pay something like 0.25%?
That's right. That's what I'm saying. And just the meat in this pay plan is unbelievable, and it's almost scary. So it'll be exciting to see some of these fellas with their stories here in a short while.
No, I know. I can hardly wait. One of Kelly's goals was to make sure the leaders were going to generate $50,000, $60,000, $70,000, $100,000 a month as quickly as possible, and this model definitely allows that to happen quickly. When we can go out and state couple months down the road, we have so many leaders making that kind of money. It's going to be ugly how much and how quickly we're going to dominate the industry. So thanks for those comments, Scott. What else we got? Anybody else? Randy on?
Yeah, it's Mike. I'm still on here. I just have a couple of quick comments.
Hey, Mike, how you doing, bud?
Good. How about you?
Oh, man, good. Good to talk to you. Usually I talk to you 25 times a day. Today I was so slammed I couldn't, so I'll be glad to listen to you now.
Me too. Hey, well, the first comment is I really like the way the compensation plan is a lot simpler now. I think it's a lot easier for people to comprehend and understand how the different levels work and interact. I think it's going to be a lot easier to explain to people. And then secondly, bumping up the associate comp, the first level comp, and extending the overrides, I think it's going to just really supercharge our ability to recruit. I mean, we can not only can you build deep and get those overrides, but now you got the incentive to bring people on. You're paying 50% right off the bat. I mean, there's nothing like this out there.
So, you know what, no one commented on it, so I'm going to ask you, what do you think about these free promotions we're giving RVPs to SVP, FCs to EFCs, and SEFCs to So, yeah, we got some free promotions going on, too. It's kind of like the lottery. You automatically get bumped up. Didn't have to do anything. Awesome. Well, thanks, Mike. Anybody else you got, bud?
Dan, I think we're good at that point. That's everybody on the list.
All right, then I'm gonna close it out. Thank you very much for staying on with us. We're right at about an hour, but we thought it was so important to get all this information out to you. This is a big change, but really just a small modification to what we already had. We had the best compensation model for everyone involved, because even with associates getting a smaller compensation, with being able to work with the best leaders, when you look at our leaders out there, new associates coming in as new associates, they get to work with some of the best people in the financial industry, in the network marketing industry, in the business industry. It's just awesome, even if they got paid their $3,250 on the $10,000. Now we're bumping that up to $5,000 and $10,000. This is the only game in town. Literally, this is the only game in town compared to anything else anyone can do, and they will never find anything close to what we have now. And again, we want to make sure those associates love everything about their leaders. We want to make sure those leaders love everything about QS2. So we always build down. We want to make sure that we give the leaders everything they need to build their teams and their associates up, and we think we've accomplished that goal. We want to thank everyone for being with us. We love you all, and we appreciate so much your commitment and dedication to QS2. And again, as I always say, we will continue to do everything we possibly can to help you succeed. Everyone have a great night.